What's up, guys? Stormy here. Today we're going to be talking about the Marvel Phase reallocation for the release dates and a couple other things. Today I'm with Sky. Sky, say hi.
Hi guys.
Sky, go ahead and get started.
Yeah, we got some bad news today. So 2020 will be the first year since 2009 without any Marvel movie releases. And I mean, obviously it's not a big deal. Like it's the least of our worries right now with the whole corona and pandemic going on. But I mean, still like the last Marvel movie we got was Far From Home, and that was back in July of 2019. And with that, like that's gonna be a huge gap, especially like for fans and the general audience. Like we aren't gonna be getting any new Marvel content besides the streaming shows coming to Disney Plus. And so basically, Black Widow has been delayed to May 7th, 2021. Shang-Chi got delayed to July 9th, 2021. And Eternals has been delayed to November 5th, 2021. Um, yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad news. Um, well, there's nothing we can do about it, but it's gonna be a long wait. What do you think, Stormy?
Well, yeah, there's obviously a lot of changes within the company as well, because we've been noticing this, as the whole pandemic started. And it's kind of just gonna allow us sort of to play out like what releases sooner. I mean, obviously we still have WandaVision uh releasing, but like that's not enough to, I guess, fill that gap. I mean, yeah, there's nothing they
I
can
mean,
do, but
I just want to like add in something to that. Yeah, I mean, this whole Disney's entering new waters with these streaming services, streaming shows, because they've never done this before, and like the budget on, for example, WandaVision is like 150 million. Like they're going all out on this. Like and I mean, the according to Deadline, the first trailer for WandaVision earned about 53 million views only in 24 hours.
that's crazy.
That just shows, I think that just shows how much people are actually gonna tune into the show. And it's good in the sense that, like, yeah, we're not getting any movies. So if this streaming show is able to keep people like interested in the MCU, then I think if it's around 8 episodes and it's weekly, then I think it will hold people up until Black Widow, hopefully. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I mean it's more about safety at this point, but yeah, I think that you know maybe they should consider a different plan coming into this, because I mean that's still a long time. I mean 8 weeks is nowhere near close May 7th, so it's a long time for fans to go without content. And yeah, like you can make the argument, oh well, Disney Plus has other things to offer, but in terms of Marvel, like, yeah, it's been rolled back twice. I mean, I mean this is pretty much the game now, and we're
Yeah.
moving towards, obviously, like it's been stated a thousand times at this point, where things are getting pushed back because of the situation. But I don't know. It worries me on one part because it makes me almost think that maybe what we're waiting for isn't going to be enough to fill that gap, or maybe not even worth it. What do you feel about that?
I mean, like I was saying, um, let's say WandaVision is like 8 to 10 episodes. Um, and it's a weekly release, and let's say it releases the first or last. let's say it releases on Thanksgiving week. Um, if that were the case, then I'm assuming WandaVision would end like its episode release by January, sometime in January, and that would still leave like a huge gap without any movies. So, yeah, I mean, I know this isn't that big of a deal as like these shows, but we also have like the Hulu cartoon for MODOK coming. I mean, I don't know if that much people are aware of that show.
Mhm.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'm hoping we kind of get something to fill in that gap because obviously, I mean, that's at least 2 months of no like new content. But I mean, it's important because we're gonna want to see what Marvel can come up with and what Disney as a whole can come up with to fill in not only the gaps in the months that we may not have content, but also like the new material that is being made. I mean, obviously, as we already know, as it's already been stated, it's everything's been moved back twice, so this is gonna be our second time moving back multiple months, should I add. And for me, I'm just worried about like how this is all kind of gonna fit within DC, within like their like platform.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to point this out, but there's no cure yet for the coronavirus. So if like the uh, the outbreak got worse than it is right now, then if it got delayed again, that would just be like people are gonna be mad because that would mean like this is like the fourth delay, and I mean, I thought Black Widow was gonna release on Disney Plus, kind of like they did with Mulan. I'm not sure if they were originally planning on that, and maybe Mulan didn't do as well as they planned, so they just delayed it. I don't know about that. What do you think?
Um, I think they probably delayed it because, to be honest, I heard that Mulan was a flop. I mean, not that many people paid to see it as I thought, and I thought that scheme model was kind of stupid because you're already paying for a streaming service. Why pay more? Um,
And going into that, it was also dumb that Disney even like stated, I think on the app, it says that Mulan will be like available to everyone in December. So like you don't really have to pay. You can just wait a couple of months and you'll get it included with your subscription.
yeah, and then also the fact that again bringing up what you said regarding the cartoon and Hulu and other possible things, I feel like we're gonna really need a lot of content to keep us going for the next couple months, at least as like a fan base. So like in the sense of like what is important to Disney, I think they really need to come up with a plan to kind of counter the fact that movie theaters are not open and that they've pushed their movies back.
Yeah, 'cause Black Widow is, I think, a movie that has billion-dollar potential,
Hmm.
and I don't know like the statistics of this, but like I wonder how much people would actually pay to rent or see Black Widow like from their home.
Hmm.
Would it equal a good amount for Disney or would it be a failure? And also Disney isn't no need like to rush this release, but I mean they they finished this movie like months ago. They can just drop it any day and like it will please fans and the general audience, but I don't know if Disney is willing to pay that price because I don't honestly know how much people would tune in.
Hmm. And also the scheme model, which I kind of brought up earlier, is well, either way, you'd most likely have to pay to see Black Widow on top of your subscription if it was subscription based. So that seems like a really bad move on Disney part.
Yeah, so I honestly think that with this whole shift, it's gonna hurt everything, MCU wise, but I mean, at least we have one series to pull this up. And I also saw that people were pointing out that with this MCU slate shift, there could still be another series to fill in the gap before Black Widow. And maybe they could release Loki right after WandaVision. What do you think about that?
I think it's an interesting idea. I mean, obviously we don't know what their plan is necessarily, but we also could potentially hear more about this. Uh, and that could be
At
a good
the
scheme plan.
investors call on in October, maybe they could talk about that.
Yeah, and obviously Loki is a very loved character, so that might be able to save it. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, as last time I checked, like they were pretty far into shooting Loki, so if they're really far in and they can finish shooting it like before the end of the year and get it all wrapped up, I think, I mean, we don't really know their plan going forward, but let's say Loki doesn't really like it doesn't have any like background or movies that it leads into, and it's just like a sort of standalone series that sets up the future for the MCU, then I think it's a good fill in for the lack of movies this year and the early quarter of 2021.
Yeah,
So yeah, we'll see what happens and hopefully it all turns out well.
yeah. Really looking
Thanks
forward.
for checking out the video, guys.